Hello guys, this is my first video for the mentorship and I just wanted to introduce you to some of the concepts I use and why I'll be teaching in this mentorship. So, starting off, how I trade is mostly CRT, and then I just have time-based models and everything else like failure swings, just the usual, which I'll be teaching in this mentorship and how I use them. So every week, how I analyze the charts is I have the DXY of TVC and DXY of Capital.com. So you always want to compare both of these while you're trading. I'll be teaching you how to find your buyers, how to enter positions, how to exit positions, and any questions you have, just let me know. I'll always do my best to answer them in the best way I can possible. So starting off, you have to use both TVC and Capital.com. And for the Euro and GBP, just stick to FXDM. You'll only be using these for entries pretty much, or exits. It doesn't really matter. Then you need Euro GBP as well to find out which is the better pair to trade, because sometimes Euro won't move but GBP will move, or vice versa. The DX1, you can use this if you would like, if both of these you are unsure of, because one has taken low, the previous one hasn't. So this is the only reason I use this one for. If let's say the monthly high has been taken on Capital.com but not on TVC, then I'll check this one because this is the most accurate one. But for ranges, you don't really want to look at it because, as you can see, there's a lot of gaps everywhere and it's not that clean. But this is the real DXY that you should use to see if a certain high or low has been taken. These are the US 10-year bonds and the US 30-year bonds. They give you, if you're unsure about DXY's direction, they give you hints. As you can see, the US 30, I'm pretty sure, where was it? Yeah, it was this. I wasn't sure about DXY's direction, and as you can see, we had this 2-day range, which I was looking at, and you can see it works the same. Turtle soup goes higher, has to restart the range, opens below, has to go higher, takes out this high, and just keeps going higher and higher. I'll teach you how to analyze all of this the best way possible. And how do I know that the DXY is going higher as well? As you can see, 2-month range. Until this is taken, there is no point of us looking for shorts long term. Because we're in the last quarter as well. I should be taking next week. It should be clean. So what else can I include in this video? That is really important to make sure you don't make the mistakes of analyzing Euro or GBP to find direction. You always want to use the DXY because both of them run off of the DXY, and I've had this mistake before where I used to feel stuck because I would be analyzing Euro and GBP, and let's say Euro would be bearish, GBP would be bullish, and then DXY I would barely even look at because I was so used to looking at Euro and GBP. And that's where I used to fail in trading. Even though I had the right strategy, I would fail because I wasn't taught to use DXY as my main one. So I found out from my own learning and backtesting, as well as the Euro GBP I've been using, and it's been helping a lot. And I'll teach you guys how to use it as well. So with my models, it's all time based. So you would like to be trading from, let me add what I was talking about to you guys, 1 second. I prefer to trade from 3 a.m. Even though how Will used to trade was 2 a.m. When we had a GBP news or other news at 7 a.m. However, I prefer to trade from 3 a.m. New York time because it's a lot cleaner in my opinion, and you don't have to stress over different times. And I will take a few losses before and at 2 a.m. So I prefer to just either miss the move or catch the move at 3 a.m. Another thing I've learned, once it hits 11 a.m. New York time, you want to just stop trading. If you're in any positions and your TP hasn't been hit, I understand that, and you can continue the trade. But if you're looking for more positions at 11 a.m., it's best to stop and just use that time to study or relax from the market, as the market is really draining sometimes, and you don't want to spend all your day just on charts, especially with what happens after. It's not very clean most of the time, so that's the time I would suggest stopping trading. You want to, before always entering any position, you would want to check the ranges on Euro and GU after knowing the bias on DXY to see where you would be targeting, what your stop loss would be like, and which even pair you would want to trade, the Euro or the GBP. So you have to analyze all of that. Especially Euro GBP, you want to analyze. It's very important. What I like to do is also, if you would like to wake up similar times as me, if you would like to know, I wake up around UK time 7:15 so I can prepare for the market before. You don't need a long time before. Just make sure you're not waking up right before the session starts. That's another thing I would advise you. So in my next video, I'll be teaching you how I find a bias, because I think that's the most important thing you need to know right now. Then we'll cover the failure swings, sessions, entries, tips on when to not trade, how to have your stop loss and targets. And if there's any videos you guys want me to make on certain topics or things you're struggling with, just let me know. I'll be making also daily reviews and weekly reviews starting from tomorrow, where I go through what you guys could have traded, what you guys should have avoided. And if you have any questions or suggestions on what I should include in those videos, then please let me know. So this is just an introduction to the concepts and some rules to know. But we'll be starting with the content right away as well. So thank you guys.